Reason number one, vampires. I'm like, ooh, squirrel, and then I start a different book, and then I never go back and pick up the series that I love. I can't make this decision on my own. I need help. Hey guys, Kristen here. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for watching this video. Today is Bookmas Day 6. Today we're gonna talk about all of the series I finally wanna finish in 2026. So let's get right into it. So you might be thinking, hey Kristen, why is this only Bookmas Day 6? Where did the rest of your Bookmas videos go? That would be a very good question. You know, I had the best intentions of posting every other day from December 1st to December 23rd, and that was gonna be my 12 days of Bookmas. But you know, sometimes life gets in the way, and life got in the way. I had some physical and mental health issues that were just making it really hard to be able to film, and sometimes you just have to give yourself grace, which I don't usually do in the beginning, but yeah, we're rolling with it. We're moving on. So I'm gonna just continue to film the rest of the Bookmas videos that I have left to film for you guys, and we'll just go from there. I don't know if I'll post 12 videos, but we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna post as many as I can film. You know, the thing about being a small booktuber is you really appreciate every view. You really see every view, every like, and every comment. So if you are watching this video right now, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here with me and for choosing to watch my video. If you enjoy it while watching, feel free to give it a like and let me know in the comment section below if you've read any of the series that I'm about to talk about, if there's any that you recommend, maybe more than others. These are all series where I have read either the first book or like the first and second book, and I loved them, and I gave them at least 4 stars minimum. Some of these I even gave 5 stars, and just put the series aside and never read any more of it. So these are series that I have really picked specifically for 2026. When I'm doing my 2026 wrap up a year from now, I wanna be able to say that I have finished all of these series. Okay, so first on this list is Crowns of Nyaxia by Carissa Broadbent. The first book in this series is The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which is the one book in this series I've read. I read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and I gave it 5 stars. 5 stars. And then I just said, you know what? Done. Just never went back and read any more of it. That's insane. Yeah, I read this in September of 2023. And I loved it. Loved this series so much. And then I just didn't read book 2. And book 2 was out at the time. And I just didn't do it. I just read something else instead. You know, I blame new releases. Yeah, that's whose fault this is. New releases. It's authors' fault, because they're always publishing these fantastic books. And then I'm like, ooh, squirrel. And then I start a different book, and then I never go back and pick up the series that I love. And here's the problem now. Now, in order to continue the Crowns of Nyaxia series, I really feel like I need to go back and reread book 1, because it's been 2 years since I read it, and I don't remember everything. I don't remember like every character's name. I don't remember all the little details that are probably gonna come up in book 2. I don't know if I should do it on audio. If you've listened to the audio and you like the narrators, let me know that. Here's why I picked the Crowns of Nyaxia series as one of the series that I want to finish in 2026. Reason number one, vampires. Period. Vampires. Reason number 2, it had a huge cliffhanger at the end. I don't remember every detail. I don't remember every character's name, but I remember the way the book ended. It ended with a big cliffhanger. And you know where it went? Because I don't. I didn't read the next book. So the Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent is unique because it is a series that are all interwoven together, but within the series, it's like groupings of duologies. I guess there's going to be 3 duologies when the series is over. So books 1 and 2 follow 2 main characters. 3 and 4 are a different set of main characters, but within the same world, and like they, you know, you see the characters in other books. And then 5 and 6 will follow a different pair of characters. They're romantic-y. I literally can only speak for book 1, but again, I gave it 5 stars. Our main character, her name is Aurea. She's a human living in a vampire world. As a child, she was adopted by the vampire king, even though she was a human. And so she's basically been like kept as his ward and grown up around vampires, which is always been like very dangerous for her being a human for lots and lots of reasons. And this tournament comes up and she has the opportunity to compete in this tournament, and if she wins, she'll get what she wants, which is to become a vampire, which would be much safer for her in the long run. But in the first book, there is this like tournament that she competes in, and the love interest that she meets is Rain. He's a vampire and he's lethal, and he's also competing in the tournament, and they should be enemies. And of course, you know, they catch the feelings, they have the love, they have the spicy spice, and it was fantastic. I love the way it was written, I love the characters, that crazy cliffhanger at the end. I don't know. So, Crowns of Nyaxia series, yeah. Okay, next on this list is the Heart and Mercy series by Megan Bannon. The first book is The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, which is the one book that I have read in this series, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. 5 stars. It was different, and it was unique, and it was a little bit cozy, a little bit fantasy, a little bit romance. It had like a little of everything in it, and I loved it. I loved it so much, and there are 3 books. I don't know if it's a trilogy or there's like more books to come. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's a trilogy, and if so, it's complete. But each book follows a different couple within this same town, and I would love to read books 2 and 3. Would be so excited to read books 2 and 3. I just haven't, like for no good reason. One of the things I loved about The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy was the fact that it had a very like You've Got Mail type of thing to it. Our main characters are Mercy and Heart, obviously. Mercy has taken over running her family's like undertaker shop business. I don't know what the word for that would be. And Hart is a marshal, and he is in charge of like patrolling their town they live in, Tanria, which in my head I almost get like a cowboy sheriff patrolling like the Western world, except get like fantasy creatures and magic. I don't know. Tanria was an interesting world for me, and that's the other reason why I want to read the rest of the series, because I want to find out more about the world. I feel like we just like dipped our toes in book 1. So Heart and Mercy know each other in person. They don't really get along. They don't really like each other too much. And Heart writes a letter, and he just kind of writes this like anonymous letter. I don't remember if he like doesn't send it or he sends it just out without an address. I don't remember what the deal is with that, but he gets a letter back because somehow Mercy receives his letter, even though there's no reason that she possibly should, and she replies to it because she's lonely and she's overwhelmed taking over this undertaker business, and they begin writing to each other like pen pals, like You've Got Mail, like, you know, other things that other times we've seen this trope. They don't really like each other in person, but they are becoming so close when they're writing to each other, but they have no idea that, you know, that's who's on the other end of each of those letters. So, and then you add in like the fantastical creatures in Tanria, and there was some cool stuff that happened at the end, and it's a really unique story. It also had some danger, like patrolling the wilds of Tanria and these like scary creatures and stuff. It was such a good story, and the romance between the 2 main characters was so cozy and so heartwarming. And if the couples in the other 2 books are anything like the first one, oh, I would love it. I also don't think I would need to reread The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy to go ahead and start book 2. I think I would be okay just going into book 2 because it is a different couple and the world was not so complicated. It wasn't like such a high fantasy with super complicated world building. I think I could probably like catch up on this one. So that's a big plus. Plus it's only 3 books. It's just a little trilogy. That's all. I just need to read 2 more and I could finish the series. All right, the next series that I must get myself to finish in 2026 is The Artifacts of Aranos by Nisha J. Tooley. The first book in this series is Trial of the Sun Queen. I read Trial of the Sun Queen earlier this year, I think like back at the beginning of 2025, I read this one. And I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars, a really solid 4 stars. It also ended with a really crazy cliffhanger. And I would really like to see where it's gonna go. Okay, so our main character for this series is named Lore. She is grumpy. I would definitely say she's grumpy, but to be fair, she kind of has a good reason to be. She starts the story in jail, and she's like unceremoniously yanked from jail, which you think would be a good thing, but it doesn't really seem like it is. It's very suspicious and weird. It's like out of nowhere, she's taken out of jail and she's told, oh, you've been chosen to compete against 9 other women for the hand of the Sun King, and welcome. And that's how the series starts. And so the whole book is kind of like the selection, except very like dangerous and deadly trials, and not as like YA, definitely older than the selection, but it's very interesting because it's mysterious. You're wondering, like, are we going to find out what the story is here? Why was she chosen to compete in this? And there's also this other side character the whole time, like she's competing and she's getting to know the Sun King, and she's deciding like, oh, I kind of have feelings for him. And meanwhile, like she's competing in this thing with 10 women where people could like be disappearing or dead. There's also a third character the whole time that you continue to get occasional chapters like from his point of view. And for me, when I was reading the first book, I was really intrigued, like how is he going to mesh into the story? And when he does, I got very excited because I feel like he's definitely a very important character in the series. And yeah, this is a really good start to a series. 4 stars, and I just went, whoop. All right, well, glad that was a really good standalone book. No, it's got, I think, 4 books total, and they're done, they're out, they're published. Like I can binge read them all right now and be done with this series. I just haven't yet. I need a little encouragement. Is this the one that I should read first? Do you guys like this series the best? Let me know. All right, the next series is the Lightlark series by Alex Astor. Book 1 is called Lightlark. This one is YA fantasy, I think. I'm pretty sure this one's YA fantasy. And I remember going into this book totally blind. I don't know if I just bought it randomly or it was like on sale or it was on Kindle Unlimited for a short period of time. I don't remember the deal. I didn't really know much about this, and I just read it and I loved it. At first I was so confused I almost DNF'd it. Just like the first couple of chapters getting into what was going on in the world, I was totally in over my head. But as soon as I got through those first chapters, I ended up loving Lightlark. Yes, it's a very like YA fantasy, traditional tropes and everything like that. Love triangle even. But because love triangles were so overdone several years ago that they're not like overly published now, I haven't read a love triangle, like a serious messy love triangle in a fantasy book in a really long time. So I actually really enjoyed the angsty love triangle-ness of Lightlark. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what happens next because I've only read 1 book. I've read Lightlark and that's it. And I loved it. I gave it 4 stars and I was actually excited to pick up book 2. But I just didn't. Here's why I haven't continued this now. So I read Lightlark in July of 2024, and I don't remember everything about this book. It's been a year and a half, and I've read a lot of books since then. And you know what, right now, I couldn't even tell you the main character's name. I'm just now realizing. I remember the 2 boys' names. The heck? Hold on. Isla. No, Isla? Isla? Oh no. I just realized this is one of those times when I've read a character's name in my head only. Is it Isla or Isla? Like Isle. Oh boy. Okay, well, I'm gonna say Isla. I don't know. We're gonna go with Isla. Isla/Isla is the ruler of her realm. She is one of 6 rulers of one of 6 realms. Every 100 years, Lightlark appears. It's like this magical island, and all 6 rulers of all 6 realms travel and they compete in this like deadly tournament. They have each like a curse upon their realm, and if they can break the curse that's on their realm, then they like win the game. And apparently like nobody's won the game in the last several centuries. And there's a love triangle, like I said. Our love interest, Grimm and Oro, love them both. I literally kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth the whole book between the 2 of them. I loved Lightlark. I gave it a solid 4 stars, and I was so ready to see what happens in book 2, because in book 1 you have like this tournament. This is just like the last video where like every 3rd book I mentioned was like another tournament or championship or challenge or trials. Anyways, throughout the whole tournament, I kept changing my mind on who I wanted Isla/Isla to end up with. And I just never picked up the 2nd book. And they're YA, so like they're really like easy to binge read and read fast. And I don't know, is that the one that I'm supposed to read next? You tell me. I don't know. I can't do it by myself anymore. I can't make this decision on my own. I need help. The next series is The Legends of Thesmar by Helen Schaurer. I love the way this woman writes, so I'm so sorry I'm not pronouncing her name right. I love the series, The Legends of Thesmar. The first book is Blood and Steel, and the second book is Vows and Ruins. And I read book 1, book 2, started book 3, read like 25% of book 3, put it down to pick up something else, never went back to it. Just never went back to it. That's where we are with Legends of Thesmar. Book 1 was 4 stars, book 2 was 5 stars, started book 3. Why? Why am I like this? Why? There's only 4 books. All I have to do is finish book 3. Well, okay, let's be honest. I probably need to start book 3 over again, but read book 3 and book 4, done. I don't know what my problem is. If you are unfamiliar with this series, it is fantastic, and I read these on my Kindle. Book 3 is still sitting on my Kindle. It's called Fate and Furies. And these are great. They are adult fantasy, or probably actually romantasy. Lots of action, lots of romance, just hits like all your favorite tropes in the genre. I just loved it. The writing is really great. I like the main character, and there is now a spin-off series involving her sister, and I can't read it. I can't read it because I haven't finished this series yet. Wait, let me go get it. Here she is. I have the special edition from Fairy Loot. It's gorgeous. I love it. And I got it because I was actively reading, or like had just put down book 3, this series, when this was coming out. And so I was like so excited. And then I never finished the other series. And so now that this is just sitting and collecting dust. And I love both of the girls. I love Thea and I love her sister. They're very different personality types, and so I'm sure their stories are a little bit different, but I'm just really excited to just keep reading. I love this author, so why I haven't? I don't know. Have you read The Legends of Thesmar? Is this what I should read next? I don't know, help. Oh, I didn't tell you what The Legends of Thesmar is about. If you are unfamiliar, our main character, Althea, she like had a prophecy, or I can't remember how, but she knows the age she's gonna be when she dies. And so her goal, her like main dream in life is to become a guardian, which is like a super warrior. That's what she wants to do before she dies. She has a certain number of years left before the age that she's supposed to die. And so she has begun training and entering, you're gonna find this hard to believe, trials to become this specific type of warrior. She meets a legend in the world of the Guardians, and of course, like, romance blooms while he is training her, and it's really good. There's a lot of fun side characters. Like I said, I also really like Thea's sister. I can't remember her name right now, but it's just really good. It's well written. It's a really good world, and I don't know. Highly recommend it. At least the first 2 books and 25% of book 3. The next series that I want to finish in 2026 is a little bit different than everything else on this list, because this series is a reread. Even though it's a reread, I still am putting it on my like prioritizing series, because I have been wanting to reread this series for like 2 years. And that's the Throne of Glass series. One of my all-time favorite series that I have ever read, by Sarah J. Maas. First book is called Throne of Glass, and I just love this series. I love ACOTAR, I love Crescent City, but Throne of Glass just has a very special place in my heart, so much so that I've never finished Kingdom of Ash. I know, I've never finished Kingdom of Ash. It's like a confessional right now. I love the Throne of Glass series so much. I think I didn't want it to end, I don't know. But I'm ready now. I did a reread of the first 3 ACOTAR books last summer. I actually really enjoyed doing that. I don't reread a lot of books in series, but I'm trying to kind of like allow myself to do that more right now. And I really enjoyed rereading ACOTAR, and someday I'll probably reread the Crescent City books, but right now I really want to reread Throne of Glass. And I've read the first 2 books in the series, and I really wanted to read Air of Fire before the end of December, and I just don't see that happening. There are so many other books that were on my TBR, plus like Christmas and holiday themed books, and how busy November and December are. I don't have like as much time to read as I would probably like, so I'm kind of putting those off for like the first half of next year. Like if I read Air of Fire in January, I would be really happy with myself. So even though that's a reread for me, it is still a priority, because when I get to Kingdom of Ash, aside from like the first little bit of the book, the rest of it will be brand new to me. And as you know, it's like a huge book. So it's like the length of like 3 books. So I'm really excited to do that and read a Throne of Glass book that I've never read. Oh, and by the way, in the years and years and years since I've finished what I've read of the series, I've never been spoiled on how the series ends. If I get spoiled between now and the time that I finally get to finish Kingdom of Ash, I'm gonna be so mad. But I've never been spoiled on it. Don't start now. Don't spoil me in the comments. But I really, really want to read it too before that happens, because it's kind of like amazing that that's never happened to me. So that's another reason why this reread is like a priority for me for 2026. Okay. Next, the Scholomance series by Naomi Novik. The first book is called A Deadly Education. Love this series. It's young adult. Didn't really feel like young adult, to be honest. It's very dark academia. Oh God, I loved these books so much. Here is the crazy thing. I have read 2 books, and this is a trilogy. All I have to do is read one more little tiny book, and I would be done. This series would be complete. The Scholomance series is so good. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. I'm sure I'm gonna love book 3, even though I haven't read it yet, but I've at least read 2 books out of 3 in a trilogy, so I feel like that makes me an expert. I can recommend the series to you. When I read the first 2 books, it was 2022, by the way. I read the first 2 books in 2022. It is December of 2025 right now. I'm gonna have to go back and reread. That's part of the problem. Anyways, here's why I wanna continue this series. I found these books to be so different and so unique. Yes, it's dark academia. There's like a kind of a little bit of maybe sort of romance going on, but like, oh, it is such a interesting and just unique. Unique is the best way to describe it. So Scholomance is the name of the school, and our main character is a teen girl named Elle. She is going to Scholomance, which is like a place for like magically gifted youth, and the school will kill you. Like, that can happen. It's dangerous. The school's alive, and it can kill you. So what makes this such a unique series is like this, when I say the school's alive, I mean like the school is alive. There's no teachers, like the school is your teacher. The school like magically teaches you itself. I don't know how else to really describe it. And the school is like actively trying to like take you down. It's like actively trying to kill you. Like, kids die at this school on a regular basis, okay? Like monsters in the hallway, walls closing in, like it'll do all kinds of crazy stuff to you. Like, you have to survive the school, not just like learn the magic you're supposed to learn while you're there, but you have to actually like make it through the school alive. I gave this book, A Deadly Education, 4 stars, and I gave book 2 either 4 stars or 5 stars. At the very beginning, I remember being like so confused. Like, what is going on? Because this was so different from other books I had read. But I ended up loving it, and I love the character of Elle. That was another reason I love this series so much. I love an unlikable heroine, and I don't mean like, ooh, she's sassy. Like, no. This is an actual unlikable heroine. Like, she is actually extremely unlikable. I'm probably gonna have to reread books 1 and 2 though. Here's another contender for audiobooks. Have you ever listened to the Scholomance audiobooks? Are they any good? Ooh, I don't know. You'd have to really nail the narration for Elle in order for me to want to do the audiobooks, but let me know. The more I'm talking about all these series, the more I just want to like start rereading one of these, but I don't know which one to start with. Help. Okay, the last series that I am super duper prioritizing for finishing in 2026. The Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole. Book 1 is the Book of Azrael. I have to say, I saved this one for last because this is the one that isn't really my fault. This is the one series that I can say I didn't read like 2 years ago and never finish. I just read the Book of Azrael like a couple weeks ago. The only reason I didn't go right into book 2, because I gave Book of Azrael 5 freaking stars. It was so good, you guys. The only reason I didn't go right into book 2 was because I'm trying to stick to this December TBR. I'm trying to actually read the books I really wanted to read before the end of 2025. So I definitely want to continue the rest of the Gods and Monsters books, and I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. So I saved this one to last because it's a little bit different from all the rest of them. Again, ended on a crazy cliffhanger. I absolutely have to know what happens next, but I got other things I gotta do. Like, if you are not familiar with the Gods and Monsters series, let me just real quick the synopsis for the Book of Azrael is that our main characters are Diana and Liam. Diana plays for the bad side. She works for the bad guy. She's bad. She's done bad things. She's killed people. She's also extremely freaking powerful. And she has a sister who's an absolute doll. She's the sweetest person in the world. And she's basically the only person Diana really truly like loves and cares about. And Liam is a god of like a whole planet. And like part of his planet fell to the planet Diana and her sister and everybody else live on, and have caused all this crazy stuff to happen, and a lot of people died, and so they don't really like the gods too much. It's a romance. It's a really good romantasy with a really good slow burn that is somehow also like really deliciously spicy. So good. So much action. Everybody kicks so much ass. It was such a good book. Do you guys think I should read the Gods and Monsters books before I go back and finish the rest of these series? Should I make this one a priority? I don't know. You tell me, is that crazy? Am I just pushing aside other series that I want to finish for the shiny new toy? Maybe a little bit. But let me know. What do you guys seriously think? So those are, I think it was 8 series that I must finish in 2026. I am really seriously setting this goal for myself. So I hope 1 year from now at this time in 2026, my end of the year video is talking about how I finished all 8 of these series and I'm so proud of myself. Let me know in the comments below if there's a series that you think I should read first. And as always, thank you guys so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day, happy reading, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.